Can you give us a sense then, why would you say this course is important? Because maybe seafood is not the first thing that people think about when they consider, courses in food or food innovation. Can you tell us why this is important?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I totally understand that thought. I think for a lot of us, especially people that live maybe further inland, I think seafood is definitely not going to be the first thing on your mind when you think about sustainability or food systems, or even taking a course in general. But seafood is a daily source of nutrition for about 3 billion people on the planet today, and about 1 in 10, give or take, last statistics at least, were kind of supported in their livelihoods with seafood. So it's inherently kind of intertwined with our global food systems in general. And our demand keeps rising. So even though the population's going up, our demand's also going up, and it's forecasted to go up probably by another 15 or so % by 2030. And this kind of compounding demand, as we've grown and as we've kind of asked more of our oceans to provide, we've of course intensified just as we've done on the land in our exploitation. And that's the evidence of the impacts of that are kind of showing. I mean, I think we did a lot of what we did in the oceans, and even in all waterways, I think, without fully understanding the effects that it would really have on our oceans, and even us as people as a whole. And I think we've kind of pushed things maybe a little bit too far. We've seen that in a number of instances over the past decades. And actually since roughly the 1990s, I think the wild fisheries have sort of plateaued. They've reached a kind of limit as to what they can sustainably provide for us. And aquaculture, or fish farming, has had to take up the kind of lion's share of all of that growth and demand since then, and is now basically providing about 50% of the seafood we see. So we've kind of pushed our oceans to this point of inflection here, and we don't really have the excuse, I think, anymore of not knowing what our impacts are. We do know this, and I think if we want to kind of move forward collectively, even if you're not directly involved with seafood, I think we need to know sort of where we stand, and we need to acknowledge our situation and start making those necessary changes that can potentially relieve some of that pressure as we keep growing on communities and suppliers, and I think also just the oceans in general. And I think this course specifically is important, as it will not only kind of get you up to speed on all of those kind of states of affairs, but it will also give you some take-home tools and the necessary information to help you make sense of it for yourself in your personal context, in your day-to-day life. So it should be applicable to you, not just to people in general.